Teamlabs, is it a tourist trap? Let's find out. Well, I'm going to give you my opinion anyway. I visited Teamlabs Borderless back in the day when it was in Odaiba and it was open, and more recently I visited Teamlabs Planet, and this is what I think. It's definitely become very famous as a result of social media. Many people have discovered Teamlabs due to the incredible visuals that you'll get. Literally, it is an amazing location to be in awe, surrounded by complete, like, wow. The wow factor, it has a wow factor. I'm gonna be looking and focusing at the one that everyone is visiting right now, and that's the Teamlabs Planets, which is set to continue open until the end of 2027, so there's still plenty of time for you to go and check it out. It's definitely a multi-sensory experience, meaning that you will have to take off your shoes, put them in a locker, and walk through a lot of water. So my suggestion is, if you go, make sure that you wear some kind of trousers or something that you can actually roll up, or else it's gonna get wet and it's not gonna be very nice. I know that a lot of people don't, fancy the idea of sharing shared space with, people removing their shoes. However, I must say that you do get disinfected on the way in. You have to walk through these sort of pads that disinfect your feet before you go into the water, and the water isn't deep. It's usually, I would say it's maybe 10 centimeters or so, maybe a little bit, maybe up to just above ankle level, so it's not too bad. And for me personally, I think that the parts that were in water were very interesting, very uniquely multisensory, which is something that I guess you don't tend to get in visual art museums or visual art spaces. This sort of like multi-sensory experience, which I absolutely adored. There are a few parts that are a little bit challenging to get through. For example, there's a part where there are these, I believe, these giant blocks that you have to sort of climb through, or bean bags, I think it was, that you had to climb through. And for people that have disabilities or people that have some issues with mobility, then you need to be aware of this. But you also need to be aware that there is a special mobility path or zone that you can go through. As I was reading, there is, if you tell the supervisors or the people that work there that you have mobility problems, they'll be able to shortcut you through some of those areas that are a little bit harder to get to, or harder to pass through, a little bit more challenging, so be aware of that. Lights, there are some similar exhibitions to the one that I went to back in Odaiba. For example, there was the room with beams of light coming down, there was a mirror room, etc., similar things. However, my favorite experience was one that made me really dizzy, and it was like a sphere of a room where there were planets, or the solar system, I guess, was being projected, and it was spinning around, and it actually made you feel as if you were on a on the surface of a sphere that was moving. I don't know how to explain it, but that made me really, really, really dizzy, and I had to close my eyes and sort of like refocus myself, and it was kind of a surreal, really strange experience, which is what I like about this digital art museum. It really throws you off. There are some times in the museum that it just throws you off. Now, there's some other exhibitions that are quite unique. For example, there's hanging flowers over mirrors, which were incredibly beautiful, incredibly effective. And the thing that I hadn't actually realized is that those flowers are actually real, live, living flowers that are there, basically living in an exhibition space, moving up and down, by the way, and it was pretty spectacular, I must say. So, is it a tourist trap? My answer is no. Just because something is popular doesn't make it a tourist trap. I think that this Teamlabs Planet is definitely a very unique, a very interesting experience that most people are going to enjoy, most people are going to like. Like I said, just because something is popular and something is relatively crowded doesn't mean that it's a tourist trap. in this case, you are going to get value for money. You're going to get an experience that you will remember. Some bits better than others. For example, there's a part where you are trotting through water, but there are these fish that are swimming around your ankles and they actually react to you. So as you walk, they sort of like swim away from you, or if you stomp, they sort of get scared and run away. There are these lilies that are blooming in the water. It is quite a unique experience that I haven't seen anywhere else anyway. So my suggestion is, most of the time you do need to book your tickets in advance. So my suggestion is that you add this specific activity to your itinerary well in advance. Get your tickets well in advance and try to choose a day that's a little bit quieter. For example, try to keep away from the weekend and try to keep away from the public holidays. That will definitely mean that you're going to get the best experience. And really, you do need tickets to enter the exhibition, as in you need to pre-book your tickets, is what I mean. Now, I'm guessing there is a cap in the number of people that can enter. And when I went, it was just outside of COVID, sort of like a situation where probably maybe the amount of people was slightly limited. So it was kind of nice. I'm not very sure what it's like now. However, I do certainly, I would say that you need to navigate to the area, which is in Toyosu, which is where the new fish market is, a little bit in advance, because the area is a little bit, the station is a little bit far away, or can be far away depending on the station that you get out in from the exhibition, and you might have to walk, a good 15 or 20 minutes. Plus, don't forget that you will have to queue up, and that queue will be there. Different times to enter different queues depending on your ticket. So make sure that you arrive with plenty of time, so that you find the location in time and that you're there for the allocated time before your actual ticket time, because you will have to queue up. My experience of queuing up was probably a 15-minute queue, 15-minute walk, not too bad, 15-minute queue to get in. And once we got there, we literally were guided to a locker area. We removed our shoes and our socks, obviously, and then we walked up a ramp that was literally a waterfall cascading down. That was our first experience of teamLab's planets. teamLab's Planet, I loved it. Would I go again? Maybe. I don't know if I would go again on my own, but if somebody said to me, hey, I haven't been to teamLab's Planets, do you want to come with me? I would probably return, because it was a lot of fun. It was very interesting, and it was definitely very Instagrammable if you're into that sort of thing. And I can't wait for Digital Arts Museum in the new Mori building to open, the teamLab's Borderless, which will reopen in 2024. Can't wait for that one. Anyway, that's just a very quick overview, a quick talk about my experience, what I think, some of the sites, etc. If you like this sort of laid back, chill, hopefully informative video, then please like and subscribe the video. I have been to Japan over 20 times. I have a main channel called Ninja Monkey where I put a lot of update videos, itineraries and guides, so you might want to check that one out. This is my sort of like chill, go with the flow, vlogging and live stream channel. Take care everyone, stay positive and be happy gaijin. Till next time, bye.